Are we good? Okay, cool. So, little technical difficulties. Welcome to the Era of the Dragons, a little D&D game we like to put on here for you. We'll go ahead and get started by introducing ourselves to you. We'll start with Silver.
Hi, everybody. I am Silver_Bulette here on Twitch as well as YouTube. Today, I am going to be playing Fensiris Roxalar, who is a gem dragonborn rogue. Goes by she, her.
Awesome. Jaden.
Hey everyone, I'm Jaden. I also go by Soliloquy. I use they, them pronouns. I will be playing a tiefling barbarian named Grief who uses he, they pronouns and also uses a combat wheelchair. The combat wheelchair is designed by Sarah Thompson and you can find them on Twitter under Mustang's Art, and I am a wheelchair user. That's why I use it in game.
Awesome. Penny.
Hello, my name is Penny. I use she, they pronouns, and I will be playing Gift, who is a human warlock druid multi-class, and she also uses, she uses she, her pronouns.
And Tara. You're muted. Nope, still can't hear you. Sorry, everyone. A little technical difficulty.
This is the joy of live TV.
Yes.
There we go.
Hi everyone, I'm Tara. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm playing a chromatic dragonborn wizard named Merlin Hendrix, who goes by he, him.
Awesome. And I am Archangelic. Some people call me Mal in Meat Space. And I'm going to be the game master. I'm going to be playing everyone else. My pronouns are she, her. And without further ado, let's get into our recap. So our heroes, fresh off the win against a faction of the Restoration calling themselves the Acid Guard in the small town of Stork's Run, have made their way to the gleaming, vibrant city on the river, Zarkan, along with a new member, the impossibly old dragonborn wizard, Merlin. The mayor of Stork's Run had asked you to look for his wife, who has, as far as everyone knows, has been kidnapped by Jax Fletcher. The last lead you have on Jax is that he's been operating out of the city of Zarkan. Upon arrival into the city, you reached out to a friend who lives in the area, Billy Bob Bones. He invited you into his townhome and helped assess the situation. Considering it all, he said that he will begin investigating as he has ties to the Fletcher family. Billy also offered you a way to have some freedom of movement to move around the various districts of Zarkan. He would apply for a chit in exchange for a favor done for him. He has a place in another district he calls his big house. But everyone who has ever slept there has had the worst dreams imaginable. He would like you to clear the house of whatever is haunting it. That all said, nothing can happen today, as it is a holiday, the Autumn Equinox, and the city is basically shut down for the festivities. He told you to go out and enjoy the festival, and maybe you will gain the favor of the god of death, Vergus. So the city is decorated in red and yellow paper, ribbons and banners, and gourds of every variety. Clergy of Vergus and various festival volunteers are dressed in bronze-colored robes with paper mache masks painted like pumpkins and radishes with various kind of strange faces carved into them. They hand out masks and food at stalls in the streets. The smell of fried foods, large batches of stew, roasted meats, wine, and ale permeate the air as you make your way through the streets. Music plays from every venue and people play music on the streets too. The festivities are mostly concentrated on a large plaza near the bank of the river, where a wood and straw effigy of a man with a pumpkin for a head sits on a large throne. The effigy of the god Vergus towers above the crowd. What are you all doing? I know that some of you finished up your conversation with Billy and but Gift. particularly you. What have you been doing?
Well, I know I had stated it, and I don't remember exactly what I said, but I know that I was going to. I know I was going to make a donation at the main temple, and then I was going to look to do. I think you'd mentioned that there were folks who were like there was some. I just can't remember, to be honest.
Okay. So, but you're basically making your way through town doing some things. So, okay. We'll circle back to you then. What is everyone else doing?
Gosh, I think Fenceris is probably going around looking for some food, mainly. Festivals usually have good food.
Oh yeah, there's definitely good food. Like I said, there's various fried foods, plenty of places, and all the food seems to just be free, being freely given, and everyone, mostly by clergy and volunteers. It seems to be a big to do the town comes together for, the city comes together for. Possibly some patronage from the various large families whose banners adorn some of the booths.
I remember
Go for it.
for whenever you're done, Ben.
Oh yeah,
Um,
no, I'm going around food.
The goal was to basically get a blessing and then go and bathe in the river with the goal of enacting the flood story that we were told, because I am trying to wash some things away. That was the goal.
Okay. Yeah, the easiest place to make it down to the river is especially for just normal people. You could go to some of the docks, but it's easier to get to the bank of the river near the plaza. Where it seems a lot of people bathe in the river as well. And yeah, you can make your way. The water is cold, especially compared to the air here. But yeah, you dip yourself into the river. Make a religion check.
Not bad. That's 21.
Oh, 21. Okay. Well, you definitely go through all these steps of, this kind of ritual bath as much as you're not formally trained in any religious practice, but you get the gist of it, and you've probably participated in something throughout your life similar to it. Yeah, you go through this whole ritual. I feel like you probably feel more refreshed in in yourself. But yeah, nothing kind of supernatural seems to happen. But
Oh no, that's fine. I'm just kind of trying to piss off the powers that be, to be honest.
Yep.
Merlin's at the festival and with a huge magnifying glass, searching for just the right type of soil for exfoliating his legs.
Give me an investigation check.
19.
19. Well, the soil here isn't very good for exfoliating. Maybe if you were trying to make a clay mask, everything seems to be this kind of clay. It becomes maybe if you rubbed it dry, it would be okay, but if it gets wet at all, it just becomes like a clay mask on you. So you don't really find anything particularly useful for exfoliating, but you think it might moisturize your scales if you coat it in this clay mud.
That could be very useful.
All right, Grief, what are you doing?
Oh, Grief is wandering around in a semi-dissociative state, looking for the strongest drink he can find.
Which you can easily find. There is a booth close to the plaza that is giving out wine and ale. So it's kind of drink of your choice. There, any type of like hard spirits are a little harder to come by. It seems mostly it's just wine and ale being served here.
Yeah, that's fair. He'll grab an ale and find a less crowded corner and pack and start smoking from his pipe and drinking his ale.
Awesome. All right. As you all do this, you know, it was closer to midday as you got into town. And hold on, I am so sorry. Give me one moment.
Well, Grief, what'd you find to drink?
Don't think you got heard.
Ah, fair enough. I said, hey, Grief, what'd you find to drink here? See you enjoying a little bit of drink here. What you got?
Oh,
Sorry,
Ah.
y'all.
Gotcha.
I mean, with the festival going on, Gift's really uncomfortable with the whole idea of like being served food and stuff, right? Like she really feels like that's her job. So
Hmm.
I imagine this whole thing is a little bit off for her, a little odd. So she'll probably disappear into an alley somewhere in the long run.
Makes sense.
Oh, she can find a game. Someone's got to be chucking dice or trying to card shark.
Absolutely. That sounds right.
Merlin may not know this yet about Gift. Gift is a like absolutely a card shark. Plays dumb and then takes people to the cleaners.
I
Merlin.
apologize for that.
No worries.
All good.
All right. Where were we? So you are all participating in the festivities. It's getting to be dusk, about the time that they are going to light this effigy on fire and have a big bonfire in this plaza.
Hmm.
The music. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, Fen is probably trying to find a good vantage point to watch the effigy burn that's nowhere near it. Like up
Okay.
on a building, possibly somewhere where she can hide herself in a corner.
Yeah, that's not a problem. Easy enough to do. There's plenty of places to climb up and see the effigy. I mean, you can, it's one of the taller structures in this city right now, other than the castle, which is fairly far away on the island in the river.
Perfect. I'll take it. Oh, no.
Which you don't have permission to travel to, unfortunately. But a priest of Vergus and a very ornate pumpkin mask comes with a torch and lays the first torch on there, and several other people in these clerical robes lay more torches, and the whole thing starts to burn. The music picks up, the party begins. So as the party picks up, Gift, the smoke fills the air, all these sensations and sounds, and the warmth from the fire. It almost feels nostalgic for just a moment, like being in a kitchen, something homey being cooked. And not only are you transported in your memory, you feel physically transported to a homey kitchen, a hearth burning, and a very thin man facing away from you. But where a head would be is a large green gourd. And this figure is peeling potatoes as if preparing some sort of meal. And you hear the voices, "Ah, Gift, glad you could join me." And points over to a bowl full of just various squashes. And he says, "If you don't mind, can you clean those for me?"
Oh yeah, this is like her happy place. She very quickly is like, she doesn't even question it, like not even at a reasonable level of what's going on. She just starts going and starts peeling the quartz.
Mhm.
She's happy to dice them and she's very meticulous.
Yeah, you go through the steps of basically making some sort of vegetable stew. And the face of the face is just carved out of this gourd on this figure's head. And you notice the hands don't have any flesh to them. They're just bones.
Hmm.
And he says, "How are you feeling, Gift?"
Well, looking at this scene, the person with bone hands, and this is very much like a space where she feels completely comfortable. She says, "Am I dead? This seems pretty good."
He chuckles and he says, "You're not dead." He says, "Maybe one day. It'll be nice to meet you once you are." But he says, this is kind of my place. It's hard to describe. It's a place where I like to pop in and see the people sometimes.
She tries to say, "I like it here." Does her curse prevent her?
It does not.
She says, "I like it here."
I thought you would. He says, "I have a don't be freaked out by my question. I ask it to everyone who participates, and I want to just check in. Are you afraid to die?"
Absolutely not. Assuming she can speak the truth here.
And you very much can. He says, "Good, you can speak here. That tumultuous beast. And the creature is unpleasant. He can't come to you here."
She probably physically relaxes, probably for the first time in 4 or 5 years.
He says, "Why aren't you afraid to die?"
She pauses and she thinks about it for a second. And she says, "Fear of death is envy of the living, and I will envy nothing."
He says, he keeps just peeling and cutting these potatoes, and he says, "Interesting. I find all of you so interesting. Billy was right to consider you friends."
"Oh, you know Mr. Bones."
Oh, do I know Mr. Bones?
"He's a good man. If things had worked out differently, I would have gladly worked in his house."
He says, "He is a good man. A very dim, but very good man."
That's fair.
And you will sit in this space for a moment, and you recognize that this is probably the god Vergus.
Probably, yeah.
And yeah, and he can't emote. He doesn't have a face, so
Mhm.
he just sits there in silence with you and lets you have a moment of comfort, and you enjoy a stew together. And what feels like you spend a couple hours in this place, enjoying this quiet time, and then you're brought back and you smell the smoke of the effigy burning, and it's now in full flame, and you're brought back to
She's gonna
Zarkan.
bawl. It's probably the first time she's been relaxed in literally years. Like, it doesn't really matter who's watching or sitting next to her. She's probably just gonna start bawling.
We move to Fen. You're watching this effigy burn. The wind blows the smoke in the direction you are. You just maybe picked a bad spot, but you blink, you wipe your eyes for a moment. You feel the sun beam on your face.
All right. Shouldn't have sat downwind. This is a mistake. Ooh.
And you know, so you open your eyes and you're not in the city. You're not on a roof. You feel the cobblestone underneath you. There's a warm humidity and the what feels like the sun. You're looking at the sun, but there's trees up above you, but there's buildings here. You seem to be in some kind of bustling city. You look around and there's Dragonborn just crisscrossing, going about their business.
Wow. Okay. I can focus. I can focus. Finn's gonna look around deeply and try to find some landmarks around her. Like big booming landmarks, like mountain faces and rocks in particular that might stand out for her for later. Because in her mind, she thinks, okay, I know this is a dream, but I need to get back here.
Give me I'll say you can make a survival or an investigation or perception, whatever works best for you.
Well, that's an 11 with a +9 on the investigation.
You're looking around, and I mean, you are gathering information. You are looking at the types of stone here, this kind of sandstone, and you're looking at the architecture of the buildings, and they seem to be like mud construction, very simple, 2 stories at most. But you're turning around on this busy street, and you look around, and you turn and see an obelisk, some 25 feet tall, easily taller than all the buildings around here. The lower part of it seems to be just inscribed and painted as like people have like maybe paid homage here. But what stands out about this obelisk more than anything, it's made of the same kind of sandstone that a lot of other things are made out of. But at its peak, it is bright like the sun. The trees completely shade this city from any actual sun. You don't know where the sun is. You were looking for markers of what time it is so you can get an idea. But this beacon just fills up the space with sunlight.
Maybe they figured out a way to create an artificial sunlight. What is that? It's amazing.
And you hear a voice that says, it really, really, truly is amazing. And you see beside you a impossibly thin man with a large potato. You're not sure how, you've never seen a potato that big. You didn't know potatoes came in that size, but a potato where his head should be, and then a face like carved into it. He says,
So, is this, I'm getting a feeling this is what I'm looking for. You the person to talk to about how I get here?
oh, not quite. I can't really like move you down the path, but I can show you where it might end up.
Fair enough.
He says, sorry, I didn't mean to be rude or scare you.
That's quite all right. I got a question though. Since you're here. Yeah, I got a guess based on the effigy I saw earlier. Vergus, yeah?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. You're a god of death and also crops and other things. As a god of death, I'm guessing you're not a big fan of undeath as a general rule, or am I off on that?
Undeath can have its place. Some people's paths are a little wobbly, and that's okay. They all come to me eventually.
Gotcha. Well, I ask because I think tomorrow, when I wake up from this, whatever's going on here, we gotta go spend some time in a possibly haunted house, and I was gonna ask you for some advice about that, but that again depends on your feelings about undeath, I guess.
Mm, It's fine. Some things start off undead. Undead is really it's a mortal's term. When you look at it and you back up just a little bit, it's all weird kinds of life. And let's face it, every life is a little weird.
You got that right.
He says,
Eh.
that's not really why I'm here. I like to remind people why they're living. You know, just a little fun. And I wanted you to know that this is real. You're here. You're not here, but you're here. You will find it, I'm sure. And sometimes things are connected in ways you don't always see at first. But I have to ask, and it's just something I have to ask everyone. Are you afraid to die?
Yeah. I think yes, but not. I'm afraid to die needlessly. When I fell off, I don't know, were you there when I fell off the roof because I got shocked?
I saw that.
Yeah. I think my biggest fear, beyond anything else, is that I'm going to die because of something stupid I did and not because of inevitability. And that felt pretty stupid.
Well, I will say it doesn't even make my top 1,000, but you know, I understand the feeling. It's a lot more common than you think. But you got up on that roof, not because you did something stupid, not because you made a mistake. You were doing it because you were trying to help people. And if that's not honorable, I don't know what is. Yeah, you got hit by a dragon. I mean, like, so many people have gotten hit by dragons. Never saw it coming.
True.
I have a feeling, and I'm not omnipotent. I don't know how things are going to go. But I have a feeling that if you die, even if it's the silliest thing anyone has ever heard, you'll have done it because you're trying to help. Just a feeling, a vibe I got. And I've met a lot of dead people.
Yeah, I guess I would go out like my father, wouldn't I? That makes so much sense. You haven't seen my dad, have you? Is he with you? Not here. I'm not asking to see him, but how's he doing?
This is a Mal checking in on the lore. Is your father alive?
I don't know if I established that.
I don't believe you did. So I have to ask
So
you.
I think she's being truthful right now.
Mm-hmm.
As far as she knows, he died in an accident, trying to save others.
He says, the dead always find their comfort. I'm sure wherever he is, he's comfortable. He's doing what he wants.
Doing what he wants, huh? He's probably haunting my people, helping them in little ways that they don't even know that's going on. Such a thing as friendly ghosts exist?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Just
I got
like
a feeling.
people. Just like people. There's friendly people and unfriendly people. You seem like a friendly people.
Well, thank you. You do too.
Well, thank you. I'm not a people. I think I'm some sort of construct. Me and the other gods talk about this a lot. but that's a conversation for another day. And the smoke will fill the air, and the smell of the food, the music, the people dancing all come into your senses as you are back on the roof. The wind has shifted. The smoke is no longer in your face, and you can watch the effigy burning. Merlin, you were in the plaza when this party kicked up, looking for dirt, but a party's a party. And do you participate in the dancing and the festivities?
Oh, music and dancing, you say? Would the music be of type electronic dance by any chance?
Not quite. It's a lot more strings and horns and things like that, but this world hasn't quite gotten the electronics down yet.
Mm-mm. Still sounds like a really great time. Can you show me where?
Yeah, somebody like basically just pulls you into all the people dancing around this burning effigy. And you begin dancing, and at some point a skeletal hand reaches out to yours as if to ask you to dance with them.
Merlin's bloodshot eyes points toward the bony hand and then to the face of the hand's home. What do you think you're doing?
You look up to see a man with a large radish for a head, just carved out, and people are wearing masks that look like radishes and pumpkins and things. Like, it's not weird, but this is like a actual radish. You can see the like juices from where it was carved. And he says, he says, I'm just trying to dance. And he grabs your hand and he pulls you into a dance, and he says, I have to ask you, Merlin, are you afraid to die?
I haven't had to think about it. I mean, I'm 1,420 years old, so the thought hasn't crossed my mind much, so I guess not.
He says, that I like to hear that. No worries. Just this dance. And he will continue to dance with you, and you both get lost in the circle, and you just lose sight of him. And you don't see him the rest of the night, but for a moment, Vergus was with you. Grief.
And
Go ahead.
Is that the effigy that's burning?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, the
Okay.
effigy is of the god Vergus, this skeletal god being burned on this night.
Scary shit.
And Grief, you said that you found a place away from everyone. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, as much as you can in the middle of a festival.
Mm-hmm. You found a place to stop and sit, and you can hear the sound, the smoke kind of just fills the air. You can smell it no matter where you are. And for a moment, you sit in you've had some wine, you've had some drink, you've smoked some, and for a moment you take a deep breath and you relax as much as you can, and you feel the wet dew on the grass, but not under your hose. You're laying in the grass. You feel the cool morning air. You open your eyes a little bit. You see that the mist is still a little bit in the air. It's starting to break, except for in the low areas. And you hear a voice that says, "This is such a peaceful place to have so much pain." You turn and you see a head seemingly carved from an extraordinarily large carrot. Impossibly thin.
I look at my hands. Is my pipe still in my hand?
Yes, it is.
I'll look at it. I'll look around. The purple weed doesn't usually do this. And I'll take another hit. And you are?
Who do you think I am?
Ah, you are the god of death.
That's right. I am. Which leads me to ask. I have to ask. Grief, are you afraid to die?
Not if it means I can see them again. And almost imperceptibly, quietly, he will whisper, "Are they with you?"
I don't think so. He says, but I sometimes just stand at the door and I don't see everything. But I do see a lot, and I don't know what happened here. This is a little bit of my doing and a little bit of yours. Where we are here. What do you remember?
I only remember tiny flashes, tiny snippets, often that come to me when I sleep. There was a battle, an attack, unexpected, I think. They were there. Then pain. Then they were gone. Question, DM.
Yeah.
Do I feel my normal pain while we're here?
No, you don't.
Okay.
Except when you say you felt the pain, you can feel it, but it's like an old ache. Like
Okay.
it's just the memory of the pain.
Gotcha. And that's about it. That's all I have. I've just assumed they're dead.
He says, I stand at a door, and some people go looking for doors. Not necessarily the same doors, of course, but strange things happen when you go looking for a door that you shouldn't find. And I know you've been looking for a door, a way through.
I have.
I hope you find it. I truly do. You're on a path. You're on a road, and I can't see the end of a road. I can see where you are, and I can see maybe where it'll go. But you have choices. You have so many. Something's going to. There are people looking for a door, and they were here. They almost succeeded here. I know it's painful, but sometimes it's good to come back home. This is where something bad happened, but it set you on a path, and I think you'll find a little touch of bliss if you come back and just get the answers that you're missing. There's so much turmoil in you.
You would know my former name, wouldn't you?
Little me, a little you. Like I said, I'm not omnipotent, but Billy likes you. It drew me in. You took a little, you're enjoying my day. And I like to meet the people occasionally before they die. It gives me a perspective.
That's fair. You know Billy? Like, I mean, you know a lot of people, obviously, but like, you know Billy?
Oh, do I know Billy?
He is one strange motherfucker.
Only the strangest. As a young boy, no more than 12, he came to my temple, and not because of a funeral or to ask about a loved one. No, he had a fencing tournament. What an incredible ask. He wanted help with a fencing tournament from the god of death. I couldn't turn that down.
Yeah, that sounds like Billy, all right. Oh my goodness. What a wild, wild man.
He's going to help me for a long time.
That's fantastic.
He really knows how to pick them too. He's picked some great heroes. Some have fallen, some have gone on to do great things. And he'll continue to pick them for a long time. But he picked you. He knows you have a good heart. No matter what pain is in there, you know what's right. You know what to fight for. And if certain doors are opened, it's not good for anyone.
Are you telling me to stop looking?
No, I'm telling you to look more. I hope you find them. Like I said, I don't know where they are. They're not with me as far as I know. But you're gonna be okay. You have some good people here. I know Billy's frustrating, but he will help you.
Oh yeah, I can handle frustrating. That's fine. And I will hold out my pipe. As like if he wants to take a hit.
He'll take it with his bony hands. Somehow he inhales and it just billows out of his shirt and through the eye holes.
Fantastic.
Mortals have such great and wonderful gifts. And as he billows the smoke goes from smelling of the purple weed to smelling of wood fire and straw and ale, and you hear dancing in the streets. As you come to in some alley you've picked, and you see just people streaming through the streets in their paper mache masks. And the evening continues on. And that's where we're going to take a break. All right. So we'll be back in like 10 to 15 minutes, and we'll continue on with our.
Cry.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
All right.
All right. See y'all in a bit.
Thanks, everyone.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back. I hope you got to stretch your body, move your body, get some hydration, and we're going to continue with our adventure. So, is there anything y'all would like to do this evening of the Autumn Equinox, the festival that the locals call Virgus Day?
I think Fen is going to follow up on a thought she had when talking to Burgess of she's going to go around talking to clerical looking members of Virgus who aren't currently busy, very specifically, does not want to interrupt whatever they're doing, but she's looking for someone who might know something about gently asking ghosts to get out of houses.
Okay. Give me an investigation check.
Oh, like that number. 14 plus 23.
So, yeah, you're asking around and you have a few false starts. It seems like a lot of the people in the clerical robes are actually just volunteers for the festival. They just help out at this time, but they eventually get you to one. A like middle-aged human woman says her name is Sandy, and she is one of the full-time clergy at the temple, and she's just a little distracted because it is a big day for her. But she says, look, I don't know much about, like, I have maybe some books, maybe some spells, maybe some scrolls that can do that. But this sounds a lot like what Billy was telling me about. Do you know Billy?
Yeah, I've met the fella.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm sorry. Excuse me. It's been a long night. Sir Bones. Do you know him?
Yeah. Ah, Sir Bones. Yeah, that helps. Yeah. I've met him. Yeah, it's so he has approached you in the past about having trouble with a particular house then?
Yeah, we've blessed it. Like several of us have. I don't think ghosts are his problem.
Okay.
We did someone we did get we did detect some sort of presence at some point, but when we went back again, it wasn't there.
Interesting.
And typically with a ghost haunting, it's pretty pervasive.
So could be somebody playing tricks on Billy. Anyone goes into the house who's actually living. So
Oh no, I
No?
had an apprentice stay the night, and he did confirm the nightmares.
Hmm.
I wouldn't have went myself if that was not the case.
Gotcha. Well, I'm just quit. I don't know my magics well. Is there a magic where somebody could mess with somebody's dreams? Because I'm just thinking, if there's a presence that's not always there, and usually with ghost hauntings it's always there, this could be somebody messing with us, or there's another question mark to it, but like that's kind of where I want to start.
Yeah, there are some spells where you can enter people's dreams, but and but I'm not a wizard. I don't necessarily know. You might need to talk to somebody from the society.
Mm-hmm.
But my purview would be, my understanding is just being able to enter dreams and help people with dreams, but I know there are spells to manipulate them, but it's not within my wheelhouse.
Gotcha. That makes sense. That makes sense. One more question, real quick. I was wondering if you had any available healing potions or anything like that. Does the temple have any of those for sale to help boost its ability to stay open?
No, we are not allowed to do that.
Okay,
That is strictly the purview of the society. There
Okay.
is a shop that is licensed by the society. You can maybe talk to them.
Gotcha. Okay. Sounds like I should do that then. All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Of course. And she's like looking around and like has to run off somewhere and to one of the booths.
All right. I guess Finn heads over to the booth that she suggested.
Oh, she didn't give you any information. She just said there is a shop in town.
There's one.
She was heavily distracted and she was being very nice to you, but
all right, well, I don't know if I'm going to find the booth on my own, but I think at least I have a little bit more information to bring back.
Anything else anyone's doing?
I think Grief will take another long hit off of the pipe, put it away, and go try to find the rest of the party, see what everyone else is getting up to.
Gift's gonna go find a game,
Okay.
and the usual. I mean, it can be off screen if you. So looking for
Mhm.
somebody who's getting cheated, and then will cheat back
Okay.
and walk away with no profit.
Okay. We'll say give this an investigation check to look
Okay.
for a game.
Then I am not good at, but I could roll well. Nope, that's 6.
You have some trouble finding anyone tonight, and maybe it's just because most people are out partying instead of, running a game, but
She's
Yeah.
shocked. Well, if she can find somebody who just wants to play a friendly game, she'll play a friendly game with someone.
oh, easily you can find someone who's, maybe somebody brought them or they felt obligated to be here and just wanted some quiet time. And your game is cards, I
Yeah.
assume. Yeah. So, yeah, you play a friendly game with someone. That's easy enough to do.
Yeah. I mean, it's just pleasant for her, and this is clearly meant to be enjoyable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And, yeah, you spend some time with just, a person about your age who's just, keeping quiet and like, yeah, just a little overwhelmed maybe by all the festivities. I know I would be that person. So
Oh yeah, something with your hands and mind to do. It's perfect.
yeah, yeah. I've been the kid playing Pokemon at a party before. Yeah. Yeah, easy enough to do.
And she decides, because of course she doesn't know that that I rolled a 6. She decides this is an unusually honest town, and adds it to her growing list of places to retire to.
Oh boy.
Is that 4 or 5 now? Where are we at?
Merlin was just dumbfounded by this radish head god that just took his hand and decided to dance with him. So he sat at a bench for what felt like an eternity with his head in his hands. And then in a spring of inspiration, he jumps up and then gets his quarterstaff and starts twirling it like a baton. And he's enchanted by the music. So he's just kind of stuck in this wonderful musical circle.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Grief, you come to the plaza where everyone seems to have made their way. Merlin is spinning a staff. People are giving Merlin space to dance and but still enjoying themselves. Ben is looking around like they're trying to, like she's trying to find somewhere, and Gift is off to the side playing cards with someone. So
Awesome. I will approach Ben. Hey, you look like you're looking for something. What's going on?
Yeah, I was talking to one of the purveyors of the festivities today about what we need to do for the house tomorrow. She's already heard about it, interestingly. Also thinks that it's not actually a ghost, though they're not sure what it is.
Oh,
Because
fantastic.
apparently it's not always there, which is odd for a ghost.
Yeah. That's not very ghostly behavior.
Yeah.
Well, great.
But-
Wonder what we're getting ourselves into.
Yeah, she said something about there might being a stall that would sell things like healing potions that didn't have the time to tell me which way to go for the stall, though. You seen any stalls with healing potions?
I'll see if I can see. You want a perception check, GM?
yeah, perception or investigation.
That's only an 8. We're doing great.
It's nighttime, even if the shop was around, like even if you knew where it was, it's probably closed anyway. the fire has really changed the lighting in this town. It's hard to see anything.
You know, to be honest, I've had several drinks and lots of purple weed, and I have died. Maybe tomorrow we'll have better luck looking for somewhere.
Yeah, maybe in the morrow. That's probably the way to go. I'm not feeling myself after. Well, let's just say smoke got in my eyes. Let's see if we can rejoin the others.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Is that Merlin like breaking it down over there? He's got some moves.
Huh.
At least he's easy to spot.
Yeah.
So we'll go try and grab Merlin. Well, not grab, but walk over and Merlin is just like partying over there.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna make Stark comment. Don't mind me.
Yeah. You grab Merlin. I assume you're all going to settle in for the night at some point, right?
Yeah. Go grab gift as well.
Yeah. I'm gonna say, for the sake of everything, Billy Bob is letting y'all stay in he has one guest room at his townhouse. So
We can all crowd in. That's fine.
a like hand servant for Billy, like a middle-aged human man, opens the door to the townhouse and says, the master's been expecting you and we'll let you in.
Okay, cool. Is Billy here?
He has retired for the evening.
Okay. Do you know about the ghosts that aren't ghosts?
Why? I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Are you talking
Billy
about?
talks a lot.
He does.
He wants us to go take care of ghosts in his big house, but maybe they're not ghosts. I'm just curious if he knows that maybe they're not ghosts.
Make a persuasion check, as this man isn't trying not to speak out of turn.
Question.
Oh,
That was the question. Go for it.
yes.
Am I with the party now?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was a nat 1 for a whopping 3.
He says, you will have to ask the master. I do apologize.
No, that's fine. And, well, thanks for letting us in.
Will you require fresh linens?
Hey guys, do we require fresh linens?
Gift shakes her head.
Very good. Please let me know if you need anything.
Will do. Thanks.
And the guest room you are brought to is well appointed. It's a fairly large bed and plenty of room. There's a rug, a small fireplace. It's nice for how relatively small this house is. So, but you've all camped in the side of the road. And, this is pretty nice in comparison.
Yeah. Gift is pocket size. She will crawl under the desk.
Merlin
just-
goes to a corner and lays down on his side, staring at the wall.
Yeah, I'll set myself up somewhere. I don't really care. I'm not picky. I can sleep on the floor.
I think Fenn's gonna go to one of the corners and put her back kind of against the walls, sitting almost upright as she goes to sleep with one eye open.
Okay. Y'all didn't really do anything. I would say you get a long rest, but like we just had a whole role play session instead of any combat or anything, but that's okay.
That's fine. I think Elric used a spell slot at one point, so I'll long rest him.
I forgot about Elric. I didn't forget about him in notes. I forgot about him right now. Elric had way too much ale and and has fallen asleep. He got in the bed. He sat on the bed and then just fell backwards. So he's just at the foot of the bed, laid out. He's still in his paper mache mask and yeah.
Gift actively chuckles at this.
He's not still wearing his armor, is he?
No, he's not wearing his armor.
Okay. Grief, Gift, Merlin, do you want to give me a hand getting him back on the bed?
Yeah, that's
This
fine.
Fuck yeah.
All right.
Fuck yeah.
Get this
Gift looks
precious
at
little
their
child.
noodly arms and goes and shrugs.
Yeah, I've got quite a carry capacity, so we can do it. It's no big deal.
Yeah, you
We will
easily.
get him in a more comfortable position.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's precious baby.
Up we go now. Okay.
He says so. He had a pumpkin head. Pumpkin.
Yeah. You get some rest, buddy. Just
And
pat him on the head.
and you sleep through the night. Are there any early risers in the group? Gift.
Yeah,
Okay.
Gift is up early. And she goes down and makes a small beer with a couple of raw eggs in it and some cayenne pepper if they've got it. And brings it up to Elric.
Billy will actually, he's up and in the kitchen, preparing his own breakfast in the morning. He says, I've really had a party, I see.
She chuckles and points up, like towards the room.
Totally understand.
She doesn't have her board with her, so she sort of like does this in his direction. She thinks, how are you feeling? She can ask questions.
Yeah. He says, oh, I'm just fine. I saw the effigy lighting and decided, that was a good enough evening for me. So.
Ugh.
So yeah, you make your way back to the room with he lets you do that, and I'm assuming you're giving this to Elric.
Oh yeah. Nothing better than a little bit of 2% with some eggs and cayenne.
Elric, you hand it to Elric and he drinks it without thinking. Like you just handed him something and he trusts you, and then he's like, what was that?
For board, she writes out the recipe and says, you'll be feeling better in no time.
That's what I thought it was. Okay.
Hey, Elric, you were talking a little bit in your sleep there about pumpkin heads. Did hypothetical question? Were you just talking about? Did you happen to see something strange?
Yeah. I had the weirdest hallucination. I was already well into the cups, right? So a man with a pumpkin head was showing me hammering techniques.
Hmm.
It was
Yeah,
really quite inspirational.
And it was definitely a pumpkin. That you
Yeah.
saw on his head.
Yeah, pumpkin.
Hmm.
Did you?
Interesting. It might have been. I got some smoke in my eyes, and then I saw. I saw something that could be civilization that I'm looking for. I don't know, maybe, but it was a skeleton guy with a potato for a head.
A potato? Do
Yeah.
potatoes get that big?
This is a big potato. No, typically not, though. I will say that.
Whatever I had was gross, but a big potato sounds delicious.
When Grief overhears that, I had a similar experience, but with a carrot-headed individual. Not to be confused with that other carrot-headed individual. But I thought it was just the purple weed.
Well, I mean, either you were blowing that strongly downwind, or it was just the purple stuff.
I too saw a radish head on the body of a skeleton, and he danced with me.
Ah, is that why you were? So that's why you were dancing, because of the. I'm really glad I didn't move anywhere when I was hallucinating, because I was on a roof. That could have been dangerous.
Gift looks at Elrix and says, "How do you like your potatoes?"
A buttery baked potato.
She nods this.
Just so much butter.
Sour cream.
Oh, sour cream.
Well, Gift will make her way down and see if there's the needed ingredients and start cooking breakfast for everybody.
Yep.
Yes, Grief definitely wants to talk to Billy Bob about the not ghosts.
Okay. Yeah. Gift, you begin preparing things in the kitchen. Billy Bob is having his hot beverage. I believe he would drink tea in the morning. And so yeah, you can make your way and join him easily enough.
Oh, Billy.
Oh, did you have a good time?
Surprisingly, yes. However, I have a question. Are you sure that the big house has ghosts and not something else that's not ghosts?
I am completely uncertain of that. Some people have said, "Oh, it's definitely some sort of specter or something," but others have said it's demons or devils. But no one has found any evidence of that. Whatever happens, it just is incredibly bad nightmares.
Okay.
I will not tell you that it's ghosts, but it could be ghosts. It could be some very squirrely ghosts.
Okay, fair. I guess we'll see what we get into when we get there.
He says, I'm about to leave and get you your temporary chit. Which leads me to something I've been meaning to ask. Since it will be for a collective group, what should I put down for your adventuring company's name?
We never settled.
Gift shrugs and says, "I'm certain that we are safe enough."
Safe enough? Sounds good to me. Safe enough. Safe enough. So he thinks to himself. He says, "It needs to sound more official. Safe enough incorporated."
Yes.
Nods.
Works for me.
Beautiful. Just wonderful. Love it. And he finishes his still steaming tea, like just way too quickly. And he puts on the cup and he says, "Well, I am off. And I should be back shortly." And he will grab his hat off the hook on the way down the stairs, and its feather dragging across the ceiling, and and makes his way out.
Since we got the long rest, I can use my tapestry from yesterday because I'm getting a new one. So I'll take a 19 on making breakfast. We're having potatoes and eggs and ash.
Yeah. Elric comes to the table. His hair is still disheveled, and he's still wearing the clothes from last night, but he's starting to perk up a little bit, and he will definitely eat some breakfast, and it's a very good breakfast for the 19. So
Mhm.
um,
Gift sips on her coffee and says to no one in particular, I'm sure wandering around in an abandoned house will be less pleasant than this.
Should we go into the house with a plan, y'all? I mean, we should. Obviously, I don't. Whatever we're facing, we need to smoke it out somehow. But since we don't even know what we're dealing with, we're gonna have to figure out where it could hide before we have a strategy for how to get it out of that place.
Did he give us like blueprints to this house or like any sort of no?
no, he has not given you much of anything. He explained the situation.
Does his little butler valet guy have access to anything like that?
Do you want to ask him?
Yeah, sure.
He says, I will check the master's study. He did say that you are welcome to anything in his home.
Oh, really? Cool.
That is what he said.
Fascinating.
Gift looks over at Finn and pantomime sleeping, and then writes on her board, I could be bait.
Mm.
And then races. Spirits like people who are alone. Erases. This spirit doesn't like sleeping people.
Mm. That's a good point. It seems to do something to those who are sleeping. So if most of us are awake, but we are monitoring from a distance one person who is not, it might make things different. You might need to be fully actually asleep, though, is the one thing. You might be able to sense that.
She nods and she writes on her board, no way it beats my nightmares.
Mood.
Not gonna question that. Okay. Yeah. All right. We will do our best to keep you safe. Then we'll go around the house and figure out a good place for you to get some rest, and then we'll figure out a way for us to keep an eye on you while you're in there.
As preparation, Mal,
Mhm.
we were told we could take whatever. Gift is going to take a couple of shots of a good strong brandy with her.
Mm. Absolutely. Yeah.
That's
Is
gonna
absolutely
help.
Yes. Yeah. You look around and like Billy's a traveler. He's an adventurer. So he has a collection of flasks and things that he has as well. So you could easily fill a flask.
Yeah, she'll borrow a
something.
flask of brandy.
Yeah, you all are planning this, and about an hour and a half later, Billy comes in, piece of paper in his hand, and like slaps it against his other hand and says, I have what you need. You now have a temporary for the day travel to the North Bank to investigate my home. And he hands you a paper. It's like an embossed seal, embossed royal seal, and it says, it has a very specific expiration date on there, and has all the information about where you're allowed to go. And this is something you show to people.
Fantastic.
Right.
Do you have like a map of your house or like blueprints or something to give us an idea of the layout?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, the butler actually would have came back with with some plans and along that would have been given with the deed, but they're pretty minuscule. You know that it has a cellar and 2 stories. It's a large lot. It's easily like 5 of these his townhouse here. Like
Ew.
Oh,
Okay.
it is. He's been calling it the big house. More accurately, this is a mansion. This is something very luxurious.
full on like town manor.
Yeah, exactly. And he says, the butler says, I hope this is sufficient.
Yeah, this is great. Thank you.
He will silently move back about his duties. Billy says, well, I can escort you over to the big house and we can take a look.
Yeah, let's do it.
It's good.
So you make your way out. Let me just make sure. I want to make sure my calendar's correct.
The well like put together writ further convinces Skiff that this is a well run and honest city.
Mhm. Despite telling you that everything in this town is based on favors.
Exactly.
Yeah, and he says, you walk through the town. It's a comfortable day. It's not too warm. It's, in the 60s. It's a very nice sunny day. People are going about their business. Some are cleaning from the festivities the night before. And the remnant lumber and everything is being taken down from the plaza and loaded onto a trash barge in the river to be taken downriver to whatever refuse pile that this city uses. But people are going about their day. You make your way down to one of the various docks where there is regular ferry service. And it's not luxurious exactly. There are some benches and everything on basically just a raft that is basically just rowed like there's a few people powering it with oars to just kind of get it to and across the river, back and forth. So you show your chit, they accept that and let you on. Billy will pay the ferry toll and take you across. And whereas, there's nicer parts of the southern district on this shore. But it's mostly, kind of middle class at best. You get to the other side of this river and it is luxurious mansions, manicured gardens, gates, so many gates. There's very few, there's just one path that goes through, but you can see through these fences and gates, these beautiful gardens and beautiful houses. And Billy says, I will escort you to the house. You're free to, do whatever you like at the house. Come back to my townhouse. I did make a promise to you that I will be investigating the missing mayor's wife. So I'll be looking into the Fletchers today. He
Okay.
brings you to a house, mostly of, so it's a 2-level house. The second level kind of overhangs the first, with these large, dark wooden beams. But the exterior is this kind of clay or stucco, painted this rich blue color, and which contrasts against these dark beams. Several, like, just an absolutely massive house. I can give you an idea of the first floor of this I'll show you on the virtual tabletop just so you get an idea of what I'm looking at. So this is the first level of,
It's a big house.
yeah, and then there's the second level, and there are stairs to the cellar below. Billy basically unlocks the door and he says, well, good luck. You know how to get a hold of me if you need anything.
Hi.
We got it. Thank you.
Hey, Billy, before you take off, one question. Where did you sleep that caused you nightmares?
Up on the second level, the master bedroom.
Master bedroom. Okay. Got it. All right. We'll see what we can do, Billy. Let us know if you find out anything about Jax's family that'll help us out.
He says, best of luck to you. I'll let you know. And he will whistle and stroll his way back to the ferry and back across the river, leaving you in front of this massive house.
Hmm.
All right.
Yep.
Do you want to
It's a bit
explore the house at
intimidating,
all, or it's massive.
Gif nods at you, Merlin, and says, brings back fond memories of my former employer.
Oh dear.
Erlen, if you like, and you don't have to, you can make an insight check.
Let's see. 6.
Don't worry about it.
His former employer was a house. That's yeah, I guess no time like the present. Let's get in there. And Finn will go up and open the front door.
So yeah, you come into this home and it is actually completely furnished. Like people, it seems people had been living here. It's not abandoned. It feels homey. In fact, like it's clean. It's not dusty. Like there's clearly servants who clean this house and keep it and upkeep it to at least to some level.
They just don't sleep here.
I did.
Well,
I didn't expect it to be so clean.
Why are they keeping it so clean?
This is a house for one person.
Gift points
Probably.
outside and kind of makes this motion. She then writes, keeping up appearances.
Mm.
Also, you'll remember he said he got this house as a payment for a favor.
I wonder what the favor was. This is like big favor.
This is you killed the rival crime boss level favor.
Seriously.
well, unless they knew it was haunted, in which case maybe it wasn't that great of a favor.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's
Well, shall we go to the second floor master bedroom?
Yeah.
Gift's gonna look around a little bit, not dally or anything, but just kind of get a feel for the place as we head up.
Yeah, it's all the creature comforts are here. There's cut lumber for the fireplaces. It's a very expensive home. I mean, one of the rooms has a piano. Like that's not
A thing.
it's not
Not
really
cheap.
a thing. It's not cheap at all. Especially in a world without mass manufacturing. Like
Mhm.
just and there's this lower level has a large opulent dining area. There's a well-stocked library of just various tomes. Mostly, they seem to be like, you get the sense that this was maybe once a lawyer's home of some sort, someone who was, there's lots of volumes on the law and and things like that, histories, things of that nature. Um, you don't, you're looking around and you don't get the sense that this is Billy's doing. This is just kind of how the house was and he's maintaining it. Yeah, there's a large living area. As you go upstairs, since y'all are going up there, I'll activate that as well. This is where all the bedrooms are. And there are 3 bedrooms and one just kind of trophy room. So yeah, and an office as well. But yeah, the master bedroom seems to have been left untouched. It's kind of, the bed's all strewn apart.
This seems to be, as far as we can tell, Mal, this is the only room that is unclean, right? That is
Yes.
like been unkempt.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fenna's gonna look around for any signs of anything not Billy Bones related that she can find in here. If that makes sense. Any clues, basically.
Okay. Give me an investigation check. You can make it at advantage because there's no time constraint here, really. You have basically all day.
That is a 21.
21. You do see that some of the clothes here are definitely Billy Bob's pajamas. And they just kind of left this room. You know, you're not sure why this room was left. Maybe it was Billy's orders to just leave his things alone. And they've been maintaining the rest of the house, but also with no one living here, they don't have to clean that often. So maybe it hasn't been cleaned since the last time somebody tried to sleep here. But what else were you looking for?
Signs of anything like footprints or possibly hair that doesn't match up with what I know of Billy Bob Bones. Anything that could give us a clue as to something other than just ghost essentially occupying this space. Or ectoplasm if it's leaving behind ghost stuff. I don't know.
Great. Somebody blows their nose and you want to keep it.
Yeah, so hold on 1 second.
I can quote pretty much the entire Ghostbusters movie. It was my favorite movie as a kid.
Tara, I pinged you the link in Discord to the virtual tabletop. So yeah, you're looking around, you don't see anything, but you notice on the floor there is an odd dust that you don't quite understand. It's not normal. It has this faint pinkish hue to it. You can give me an Arcana or religion check.
17. I feel like Arcana makes the most sense right here. They're both +3 anyways. Doesn't matter. 20.
20. It's with a 20. It's definitely undead, but this is not a ghost. It's hard to say what it could be, but something is definitely haunting this place. But it's not your typical ghost.
May I use my wand of secrets?
Ooh. What does the wand of secrets show to you?
If a secret door or trap is within 30 feet of you.
Okay. You do not see any secret doors or any traps or anything like that. No, but with the investigation and with all this looking around, it's like something you see like some of this dust near the bed and everything, but there's like a pile of it on the floor, like something came through the floor.
Hey, Gift, come take a look at this real quick.
Gift will wander over
Um,
and take a look at the dust.
Grief will follow because curious.
looks like whatever we're dealing with here either came up through the floor here or went back down through the floor here, and it seems to have left this pink dust.
Hmm.
I'm gonna do something. Do any of you have a vial on you or anything?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a vial, but I have stuff for storing kitchen ingredients. I give you a spice jar.
Fair enough. That'll work.
Perfect.
Yeah, Fen is going to use one of the, I think she has normal knives. Maybe not. Do I not have a normal knife? How terrible. Any rate, she's going to, oh yeah, I've got a dagger. She's going to use a dagger to just scoop up some of this pink dust and put it into the vial of spices.
Okay. Yeah, easy enough to do. And as you do this, we are actually at time, and we are going to, as you continue this investigation into the house, we are going to call it for the evening.
Okay.
This has been a great session,
Mhm.
and yeah, we'll get more into the investigation and all of this next time. So thank you everyone who has joined us tonight. We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Let's go ahead and go into our outros. We'll start with Tara. Do it the opposite way.
Hello, my username on the interwebs is L00100001L. That's me on GitHub. That's me on Twitch. I moderate for a stream called Cooking DJ.
Great.
I hopped in for a few minutes last night, and that's fantastic. That's the best thing ever.
Thank you.
It's like the best vibes. It's very cool.
Nice. I'll let them know. I guess that's it.
Awesome. Penny.
Thank you all for being here. I don't really exist on the internet, but I'm really glad you're here, and you can find me here.
Awesome. Jaden.
Hey, I'm Jaden. I also go by Soliloquy. You can find me on most platforms, most particularly TikTok, under the username Fat Sapphic Bro. I make a variety of different types of content. Free to come check it out.
And Silver.
Hi, everybody. I am Silver_Bulette here on Twitch as well as YouTube. You can find me here every other Monday at 8:30 p.m. Pacific time doing Capes and Caverns, which is a superhero overlay to D&D that I wrote a few years ago, and we're testing it out with my friends. And currently we are on a arc where we play reporters that accidentally got superpowers, and we're trying to deal with it. Yeah, so come join us. Not this Monday, but next Monday at 8:30 p.m. Pacific at the Silver_Bulette Twitch channel. And if you want to see what we've been doing in the past, go to YouTube, look up Silver_Bulette, and you'll find all of our archive there. Yeah, otherwise I'm on all the webs of stage over on TikTok, and I do silly things.
Awesome. And I'm Archangelic. You can find me here Sunday nights at 7:30 Pacific running this game, The Era of the Dragons, for these wonderful people here. Thank you, wonderful people. You can also find many links for me on my website, archangelic.space. It's my brutalist, minimal, static HTML site that it's for me and I love it. If you've missed any of our games, you can check them out on YouTube. The link has been being posted in the chat, but it is also in the channel description. We also have a podcast that I am still behind on editing all the episodes and getting up on there, but it is there. You can search Era of the Dragons wherever you get podcasts. If you want to support this game and other possible future projects, you can support me on Patreon. The link is in the chat. Let me put that in there. I have a new keyboard and it's difficult. Oh yeah, that link. I don't know. I keep saying that I have a command for that. I don't have a command for it, but the link for my Patreon also in the channel description. Lastly, thank you .user for helping us stream this show. We all appreciate you. We couldn't do this without you. Thank you all again for tuning in. We love you and we hope to see you next week. Bye.
See you.